sound like Paul Westerberg. I'm asking for my money back.
Hey, Chris, you got a light?
Bonsoir tout le monde. Salut. Ça va ici? Bon. Et merci à tout le monde d'être venu ce soir. Merci à tout le monde qui a organisé cette soirée. Tout le monde, tous les musiciens qui ont joué, qui vont jouer, tous les musiciens qui ont affaire à jouer, mais il n'y avait pas de place. Because I'm hogging it. En tout cas, la générosité que j'ai reçue cette semaine et demie à peu près, c'est vraiment, sincèrement touchant. Je suis ému. I think I just said I'm an emo. Is that possible? My name is Chris Burns and I'm still alive. I may still be Crispy Burns, but I ain't burnt to a crisp. And yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what's more overwhelming, watching your place go down in flames or all of this. It's more overwhelming. This is better overwhelming. And I wanted to let people know that there's a few things that are, well, there's very little that's good about all this, quite frankly. But the good thing is, this survives. This Miami survived. And everybody survived. Right? Everybody got out of the building safe and sound. And there's a couple that live downstairs from me, John and Nora, who apparently there's some benefits that already happened and some more about to happen for them, as well as the neighbors in the adjacent building, because they also had a lot of water and smoke damage. They're going to need to replace a lot of things as well, so it's good to know they're being taken care of. And there was also a couple of families in my building, immigrant families, who probably don't have what I have. So I'm going to be damn sure. I was in touch with my landlord, and he's giving me some telephone numbers so I can reach them and give them some of this money that Peter Paul so generously kicked into that. It's good. But yeah, my guitar's working, my fingers are working, so I'm going to do my best to use those things and try and intervene. See how that goes. Just a little bit of this. You're after cool babies, strange but not a stranger. I'm an ordinary guy burning down the house. God. Hold tight, wait till the party's over. Hold tight, we're in for nasty weather. There has got to be a way. first emails I got after this disaster happened was from someone who had lived through a similar experience. This place had an explosion and burnt down. It's a very kind email, and at the end of it said, "Don't make any rash decisions. You're in shock." Now, I thought I had been heeding his advice, but it's occurring to me now that maybe the decision to do this was a bit of a rash decision. I'm not sure I'm emotionally stable enough to get through this. I don't even particularly care for the song I'm doing. Doesn't make much sense. It's not really applicable to what we're doing, my situation even. For example, here's your ticket, pack your bag, time for jumping overboard. The transportation is here, close enough but not too far. Maybe you know where you are. Fighting fire with fire. You see what I mean? I understand that. All wet. Hey, you might need a raincoat. It's true, I need everything. So slow down. Dreams walking in broad daylight. 365 degrees. Burning down the house. One of the reasons I thought it might be a good idea to do this so that I could take advantage of the opportunity to tell the story of what happened to me and tell it to a large group of people all in one shot so that I wouldn't have to tell you all individually. So if you'll bear with me, I'm going to do that. Is that all right? So my girlfriend, Isabel, and I are sitting around my apartment, my former apartment, farting around and minding our own business. It's nearing 7 p.m. and we're both starting to get a little hungry, so I decided to head down to the grocery store to buy some food so we could come back and cook supper. We were about to put on our jackets and head out the door when suddenly I felt the need to relieve my bowels. Now, you should probably understand that I'm actually pretty uptight and retentive when it comes to that, taking a shit. And even though Isabel and I have been seeing each other for a little over 2 years now, I think I'd only crapped while she was in the same place maybe a handful of times, which is pathetic. It's also a whole other story, but I thought it's important for you to know because it further illustrates just how fortunate it was that I took the time to take a dump, because had I not, we would have been in the stairway or else right next to the fridge and stove store where the explosion occurred, and we would have had our asses blown all over Park Avenue for sure. So it's since become known as the poop that saved my life. Now, a lot of you know the kind of guy I am are probably thinking he's going to write a song called that. And I've been working on it. But everything I end up coming up with ends up sounding like a fucking Rush tune or something. It's the poop that saved my life. And the penguins in the stratosphere. The poop that saved my life. So you're not going to be getting that song tonight. Anyways, I'm sitting there dumping a load when with perfect Laurel and Hardy timing, kaboom! Felt as though the whole building was raised 5 feet off the ground and dropped. The tiles in my bathroom all get knocked off the walls, and I hear smoke alarms going off, and the women and children next door are screaming and crying and freaking out. Which, come to think of it, I used to hear that quite a lot anyways, but this time there was something more disaster movie-ish about these sounds. I get up and hastily wipe my ass, flush the toilet. I open the door and I see Isabel standing there looking fabulous, and she always does. But she's also looking a little freaked out. And I also noticed my washroom was right by the front door, which is odd, actually. You come in and it's the bathroom. But anyhow, further down the hall past Isabel is my living room, and I noticed that there's all my videotapes are smashed. They're all down on the ground. I realized it's not just where I was, the front end of the apartment, but the whole place has been clearly rocked by whatever it was that had happened. I didn't know at that point. I still don't know, actually. I open my front door and see nothing but black, sooty smoke. So I quickly close the door and I look back in the can and I notice that my poop hadn't made it all the way down. So I actually take the time to flush again, figuring there's going to be firefighters stomping in. And you're not going to really want to be greeted by that. Isabel, on the other hand, is being a little more practical. She's on the line with 911, and I hear her cursing. Please hold the line. What the fuck? Just put it on hold. We joked about that a little later. Imagine you're being stabbed to death, and you manage to call 911, and please hold. Could you just wait? That'd be something, eh? And your last thing you hear just before you die is, your call is very important to us. Please hold the line while we play this irritating camp music. Celine Dion, come on. Here, far. Anyways, Isabel's holding the line in my living room, which is getting increasingly smoked out. And the smoke alarm in my living room is blaring away, and I figured that must be annoying for her. She's trying to hear what's going on, and there's this beep, beep, beep going away. So I actually get a chair and stand up and screw the fucking thing off. And of course there's smoke everywhere, so it doesn't stop, it's still going. And I'm trying to get the little battery thingy to open up, and I can't, and I'm wasting time with this. I finally just chucked the fucker through my kitchen into my bedroom. And I notice that there's a lot of smoke now, billowing up through the sink and out of the fuse box in my kitchen. And Isabel gives up with 911, and she wisely says, we gotta get out of here. So we have time to put on our boots and coats, and I remember thinking that my electric guitar is safe, it's at my rehearsal space. So I don't need to go get that. And I look around the house and see that there's a bag of dope on my kitchen table. And I still think that I'm going to be coming back to my apartment, but that there's probably going to be police coming around. So rather than simply stashing it in my pocket, I take the time to open up my freezer and toss it in the freezer. Shut it there. There's also all my ID and my bank card, about 80 bucks cash on the table, but I don't bother to take any of that, regrettably. Now at this point, the next door neighbors, the ones on my floor, are at my back door in a complete panic, saying, aidez-nous, on a des enfants, aidez-nous. And I asked them, come on, est-ce qu'on peut vous aider? Figuring, hand me your kid something. And she says, go get my boots, which she kept outside the front door, both our front doors. They would keep all of their shoes and boots outside before they'd go in, which was funny, come to think of it, because I never did. I should have, in the middle of the night, gone and tried on their shoes. Smelled them or something. I never did that. Anyhow, I stupidly go back there. I go back to the front door because she needs her boots. So I go back and I open the door, and luckily it doesn't invite some sort of huge backdraft to come and fry my face up. But it's nothing but total blackness, and there's obviously even more smoke than before. So I realize I'm never going to find her boots, and I'll probably asphyxiate if I keep the door open any longer. So I shut the door and I head back to the fire escape and start to lead Isabel and I down the fire escape blindly, one step at a time, because there's such a thick blanket of smoke that we can't see an inch in front of us. At this point, I'm finally starting to get scared. Before that, I'd actually just been kind of annoyed, thinking they're going to get the fire out and I'm going to have to come back here and sort out all this mess and clean it up, and after the explosion had broken everything, really. I thought for sure there would be a lot of smoke and water damage, but I thought I'd be going back. Anyhow, it's becoming very difficult to breathe, and I'm envisioning having to carry Isabel down the rest of the way because I'm worried she's going to pass out. She doesn't, and we make it down the back alley where we cough up and hork up all kinds of black goo. I think I'm gonna barf. And the poor woman from next door is standing in her bare feet, freezing in the snow. And I go and I scoop her up in my arms and carry her over to the head of a parked car, the hood rather. Plunk her down, feeling like I'm in some sort of disaster movie. And then the back door of the fridge and stove store comes blasting open with huge bursting flames shooting out. And I realized for the first time that it's unlikely that my place is going to survive. And then, well, we all more or less know what happened, what the end result of all of that was. You know, it's not that I don't like the Talking Heads. I used to like them quite a bit. And this song is not their best, but it's not their worst either. Anyhow, I'll finish it. My house, it's out of the ordinary, that's might. Don't wanna hurt nobody, some things sure can sweep me off my feet, burning down the house, burning down the house. Oh, this isn't working. I thought it would be funny.
Burning down the
I was originally going to do it with each page, but I'd be here all fucking night. Yeah. Is that funny? It's been about, let's make it nice sounds. It's been about 5 years since I've done a solo show, at least. I used to do them occasionally. They always scared the shit out of me, so I stopped doing it. But when I did do solo shows, I went by the name of Little Debbie's Swiss Cake Rolls. I don't know why. And I'd like to play for you one of those Little Debbie Swiss Cake Roll songs. It goes way back, actually. I wrote it in like 95 or something. And it's called Problems, Problems, How Am I Going to Solve Them? Problem solving is my biggest problem. In around with the words to make it appropriate for this evening. So here we go. Fucking home is going down in flames. Everything I own is going down the drain. Every trace of my past is burning up fast. Is that the smoke in my eyes? Or am I just beginning to realize that there's little sign of hope, but I'm just lucky to be alive, 'cause my apartment's on fire. My apartment's on fire tonight. My apartment's on fire tonight. And I can tell you it's really quite a sight. Holy smoke, burning up, not a joke. Holy fuck. over, and I wanna change this tune to one of gratitude. Thank each and every wonderful of the lovely you. My smoke-damaged heart's about to burst apart from your warmth and sympathy. And over